Bradley and Inez have agreed to work on a course development project together. In the My Projects tile here in the middle of the screen, you can see that he has a brand new project called Ethics in Multinational Management. There are some icons here that are indicative of some information. These are quick views to the information for his project. Notice in the far right column under Status, this project has 0%, so it is just getting started. To go into the project lab space and begin working, Bradley simply clicks on the title. Now he's brought into the area we call the lab, where he and Inez can jointly start working on this information together. I want to take just a moment and explain some of the things you will see here in the project lab space. This is really important because we have been working with experts who utilize the COIL methodology for online international collaboration learning, and one of the things that we heard from them is that their member institutions were utilizing 48 different tools to try to work together. That is because each institution has its own email system and chat. They may use Dropbox, they may use Google Docs, or they have a different type of recording solution, or any number of things. But those are all technologies that, while wonderful, can make it difficult to actually collaborate together because you have to decide whose tool you are going to use and find out if you have permissions to let somebody from outside your institution utilize those tools. It becomes very burdensome to try and collaborate together. In InspirED, we have brought everything together. We have added a little bit of project management functionality, and we make it easy for individuals to see and work in a common space. For course development, we have actually created a process that is 4 steps to create a course and get it ready to be approved, and then put into the LMS for building it out. To begin, I click on Edit Project. I will show you what that looks like because now I can change the name, for example, if I want to, or the description. I can add a discipline here. I can change the dates. I go to upload a course control document. Maybe that will be the basis that we work on together. For now, I'm just going to save this and go back into my project lab space, and we are going to begin working on the first milestone. What that is course information. There are some easy pieces of information that take agreement to begin working on this course outline. You will see here in each tile that is outlined here for this step of the process, there is an edit icon in the upper right corner. It looks like a square and a pencil and paper. I can easily click on that to edit the information, and I am brought to an editable modal. This is where I can go in and say, here are the number of credits, I can alter the number of weeks, the number of contact hours, and things of that nature. You will notice there is a tip here that helps a user understand how to select or create their hours. We will save this. I'm going to go in and scroll down for just a moment, and you will see that I have some to-dos. I have a task tile. Each one of these tasks corresponds to the tile and the step up above. Course identification and course hours are located down below. In order to use this, I simply indicate the status of the task. I can select who I want to assign that to, and I can go ahead and select a due date. Doing so puts it on the calendar and gives me a reminder as to an upcoming due date as well. Again, I mentioned that this is a little bit of project management that we have built into the system. We want to help people to be able to work together and stay on task. These are predefined for course development, but you will notice that I can add an individual task and save that, and really tailor this step to my and my partner's liking. I'm going to go, and again, with the magic of my demo environment, fill in this information. I am going to go ahead and indicate that each of these items has been completed. When I do so, there is an icon in the upper right corner when I scroll up that will help indicate that this milestone is completed and I am ready to move on to the second milestone or the course design step in this process. I will click Complete Milestone, and I am brought into course design. Again, a very familiar look and feel. There is a tile that is editable with information, and there is the project management area. I'm going to go ahead really quickly and mark these completed. But before scrolling back up to the top, I want to note that we've got this great discussion area here. So instead of having to use an external tool like Slack or to email each other back and forth, you are able to communicate with your project partner or partners here in the discussion box. Likewise, we have a file management area. This is so helpful because you are no longer having to use external sources to share files, and you are not blowing up each other's email boxes with large files that may contain graphics or PowerPoints. Here I can see course resources that we are considering using. I can take a look at course materials, and you will notice that there are folders under each one of these where I can upload materials. I can even start thinking about the assessment for this course and upload corresponding documents for it. This is really helpful in working with your project partners to be able to share information and keep it up to date in real time. We will scroll back up. I will complete this milestone. Now we are in the third milestone or step of our process, which is the activity table. This activity table is actually a very detailed area where you start to map out the specifics of your course on a week-by-week or unit-by-unit basis. Let's go in and use the edit icon. I will be brought into the modal, and this is where I can say, okay, we already identified some course objectives. I am just going to select one of the ones we have already identified and add it here to this particular week of instruction. Likewise, we have already identified the learning environments, so I'm going to go ahead and select one and add it. For activities and content, this is where I can really start to build out specifics and go and add new ones. I will go ahead and save this. I'm going to fill this in quickly. Using the project management tools below, I am skipping the steps of assigning and creating project due dates. I am just marking these tasks as completed for the purposes of this demonstration. You will see again when I go down, because we are in the third step, the dialogue looks different now. The discussion between the two project partners is corresponding to this particular stage or step in the development process for the course. We will mark this milestone completed. And finally, the fourth step or milestone is course summary. This enables you to see all the information in a summary form of your course development. What's nice about this is you can now export this to a syllabus format. You can export it to a course control document format. Each of these two formats, the syllabus and the course control document, are templates that we provide to users within the InspirED platform. I can also export this to the blended learning management solution. We want to make it easy not for you to just collaborate, but to go ahead and get ready to teach your course. I am going to submit this project for review, and there is a workflow that lives underneath this that will route this to the appropriate people at Bradley's institution and at Inez's institution so that they can sign off on this new course. We know in higher education, this isn't always an easy or expeditious thing. In some cases, you may only have one or two people who need to approve a course. In other cases, there might be 4 or 5 different committees, and it will be a months-long process to go ahead with your course approval. For the purpose of the demo, we are going to fast forward a little bit. You will see here that Bradley's course has been approved, and it is on his schedule to be teaching right now. Now that's InspirED.